Hello and welcome back to Dominions 5. Now this is going to be a slightly different episode. So I recorded about 50 minutes of gameplay and afterwards I realized my audio fucked up. That was actually after uploading. Now how Dominion saves work, I actually did not, I have to manually make backups. I didn't do that. So a lot of progress has been passed and yeah, I kind of want to explain what I did, but I can't really talk about a 50-minute video afterwards because it's really difficult. So there's basically a couple things that I am doing. So I'm gonna try to get a Sauromancer mage which has a chance of getting 1 astral point, as well as going to research some in, I think it's Tormentorgy, where I can get communion slaves and communion masters. So what that does is that I can set my shamans as slaves and I'll set the Sauromancer up as a master. That means that my Sauromancer can make advantage of the fatigue pool of my shamans, as well as that he can boost his magic levels. As well, I'm going to research a little bit differently in magic. In this episode, we're also going to do our first conquerings in the sea and expand outwards further and just basically do a lot of magic work. Point 2, I actually want to do, and that I explained in this episode, apparently Sadist is actually a fairly weak race in the early and in the late ages. In the middle ages, they're fairly decent. Their holy or sacred units are mostly used to kill thugs, and thugs are commanders which are kitted up with a lot of gear and can basically take provinces on their own. So they're not as good. Point 2 is our regular troops are neither that good, and the best troops we have are our slaves. Slave warriors to be exact. Now the downside to them is that they only have 9 morale, but we have taskmasters which has taskmasters +2, which means they get +2 morale, which gets them to 11 morale, which makes them pretty good. So we're going to set up the things differently. So our commander, our god, is going to stay as a undead spawning behemoth and basically get as much skeletons out there as possible as to, you know, as chaff. Then after that, line, we're going to place our skirmisher infantry, which has the spear throw ability, and after that we're going to set the regular warrior infantry, and after that we have these big blobs of slave units which are going to do the majority of the damage. We're going to keep our holy units on the flank because they do have their undead decaying weapons, which makes them actually fairly powerful. But that's basically the new strategy I'm going to try to adopt. So with the war, we are going to send about 8 shamans, which will boost, I believe, our magic levels by +3, which also gives my Sauromancer actually +3 in nature magic, which unlocks a couple of new abilities that we might be able to cast, which makes them actually fairly powerful with a lot of death and some regeneration magic. So we can script our units a lot better then. So we're also gonna build down below. Now I'm gonna give my commander, it might have already happened on screen, but I'm gonna give the underwater commander a level 1 in undead magic, so he can spawn undeads and actually be better at surviving. Now it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than I anticipated to do the undead fights. And at the end of the video, we're actually gonna meet a friend underwater, which I did not expect actually. And so, yeah, I think that's the short and skinny of it. Also, we kind of start finally meeting our neighbors, and they start to immediately become aggressive, and we meet the guy we actually haven't met yet. So, or at least we didn't know about yet, because we know about a Barth, I believe it is, or whatever, I can't really remember. I think that's kind of it. So hopefully next episode we can do this the regular way again. I hope you enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I want to thank you guys for watching and see you guys hopefully in the next one. Thank you for the patience. It's been a long time since the next episode was there, but it is finally here. It's not exactly as I wanted it, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. The next episode we'll hopefully go into more detail about a lot of stuff that we're doing. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Have a very good day. Bye bye.